Hello subscribers, this is yours truly JBlue68 coming to you with my next comic book haul video. I haven't done a comic book haul video in a moment. Before I get into this haul, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Please continue to do so and tap the notification bell so you get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Today is June 23rd. Man, we're almost at the end of the month. Hard to believe. And as I said, I haven't done a comic book haul video in a moment. These comic books are late. They were supposed to have been here earlier last week. Not because of the vendor, but because of UPS or FedEx or whichever one of the mail delivery places delivered my comic books. They were sitting outside yesterday. But the comic books are not only late, but the comic books themselves are, because these are books that have been out for probably the last close to a month now. But I'm just now getting these books, and these are not every single comic book that has come out. I don't proclaim to be, a professional comic book hauler necessarily, but I am knowledgeable, about most of the books that I choose to put in my haul. We're going to start first of all though with Marvel, a mixture of Marvel and DC comics, and then I have some independent comics too, as I indicated in the description below. And this is the big book right here. This is the one that's been talked about the most in the Marvel Universe, BLOODHUNT. This is BLOODHUNT number 2 of 5. And there are two versions of BLOODHUNT in terms of the main series. There's a main series and then there are spin-off series. This is the main series. This is BLOODHUNT issue number 2. And this is what's called the Red Band edition because it has a lot more graphic drawings and artwork in it, more blood and guts than the normal version. This is issue number 2, and this is my first Red Band edition of this particular series. As you see, it says on the cover, warning: this comic book is only approved for appropriate audiences by Marvel Comics. Explicit content. This is written by Jed McCain with Pepe Larraz and Marte Garcia on the artwork. I haven't taken it out of the plastic. Yeah, I've left it like this. And I think I want to leave it like this. I want to go ahead and get the regular version and read it. I'm going to leave it like this just for collector purposes. All right. So let's move on here. And then we have the regular version of BLOODHUNT, and this is BLOODHUNT issue number 3. Looks like Spider-Man has been turned into a vampire. And if you don't know what BLOODHUNT is about, basically Blade is a lead character of the story. It's mainly about him and a lot of the superheroes being turned into vampires. And there is some type of vampire curse that's been released and is affecting a lot of the vampires. That's kind of some of the premises of the story or storyline. I've only read book number 1 so far. It was okay. But I'm not interested in getting the spin-offs. I just want to stick with the main series at this point anyway. So, yep, BLOODHUNT issue number 3. And then we have Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 5, book that's been getting a lot of popularity. And actually, issue number 6 came out last week. And I've heard a lot of positive reviews about it. This is by Jonathan Hickman. And it's Ultimate Spider-Man number 5. Do I have another book back here? Okay, no. That's issue number 4. And then we have Night Thrasher issue number 3, I think it is. Or do I have number 4? Yeah, I have number 4. I'm sorry, I had it on the wrong side. So issue number 4, and I think this is the final edition of this story, of Night Thrasher. Okay. All right. I read issues number 1 and 2. It was pretty good. I haven't seen this character in a long time, as I've said in the previous video, so I'm glad to see him again. But this was okay. It's okay so far. I'll be done with it pretty soon. And then we have issue number 4 of Black Panther. And the artwork in this book, not only on the cover, but in the inside, the artwork is fantastic. It's a beautiful book. This is by Hill, Caselli, and Curio. And as I've said before, the artwork in Black Panther for years now has been spot on. It's a good story. Highly recommended for reading. All right. Then next up we get into Marvel's continued printing of the Secret Wars. This is the Marvel Secret Wars issue number 5. It's kind of just a little pricey there. The X-Men Strike Back. I like that. And then issue number 6 I have as well. So Secret Wars issues number 5 and 6. It's a 12-issue series. So they'll be continuing this series throughout the rest of the year. Then we have DC Comics. Very, very popular series here. Very, very well written. Highly recommended. Kneel Before Zod. And this is issue number 5. This is called Prisoner of the Damned. All right. Very cool cover there. I don't have very many DC comics, so here's the final issue of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. I can't wait to read this. I'm up to date on this series. And as I've said before, I thought it was going to be kind of campy and silly. This is actually a good series to read. Highly recommended for reading if you have not gotten into the series or purchased any of the books. Definitely read this. This looks like Mechagodzilla, actually. And then, of course, there is Lex Luthor. All right. So, yes, issue number 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Issue number, what is it? I'm a little off there. This is part of the Monsterverse, too. Issue number 7, I'm sorry, of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. And there's very little Kong in there. It's more so Godzilla than anything. And then, speaking of Godzilla, here is IDW celebrating their 25th anniversary of publishing books. I'm glad that IDW has gotten their act together, because I know they were experiencing some problems last year. It's a very cool cover there. This is the 50th anniversary special of I guess some printing gods. I'm a little confused here. 25 years of, this is a one-shot, by the way. 25 years of Godzilla, then the 50th anniversary special. I'm a little confused because I think Godzilla is celebrating 70 years, if I'm correct. Anyway, so this is a one-shot. Godzilla versus Godzilla one-shot. And then on the back here, we have another one-shot. Godzilla with Mothra versus Hedorah. All right. Nice cover there. And then, yeah, so I was right. Here's the IDW 70th anniversary. So again, I'm confused. 50th anniversary, 70th anniversary. I'll have to do a little more research on that. That's a cool cover. And the artwork in here is very nice, too. And this is also a one-shot. Godzilla. Of course, as you know, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. All right. So, yeah, there we go. Then next up we have from Dynamite Comics, we have Thundercats, issue by Declan Shalvey and Drew Moss. This is issue number 4, and somebody's getting the crap socked out of them. That's a beautiful cover there, too. The artwork, I mean, the colors on the Thundercats comics really, really pop. Really stand out. I love the way that the colors, again, are pronounced in a very, very beautiful way. All right. And then on the back we have a new character who has just been introduced, Shitara. And this is issue number 5. Again, look at the colors on that. You can see the camera really doesn't do it any justice, but very nice, very nice. Okay. Let's move on here. And I read this yesterday. This is the Fog, issue number 4 by Sumerian Comics. Based off of the John Carpenter film. This is actually a continuation of that. And I'm not sure. I think this is the penultimate issue. I think there's one more to go. I think it's issue number 5, if I'm correct. I hope that this is not the final issue, because I read it and it I don't know, felt kind of rushed. So I think there's one more to go. Again, as I said, this might be the penultimate issue of The Fog. All right, I've enjoyed it so far. All right, then we have Gun Honey from Titan Comics, titled Collision Course. And as you can see, there's a reason why I bought this cover. Bought this comic. I don't know what the story's about thus far, but it looks like some sexy women holding guns. and whatever they may be involved in. Again, I'm not sure the premises of the cover of the story. Yes, I did buy it because of the cover. All right, and I actually have issue number 2 on the way. All right, so Gun Honey issue number 1, Collision Course. Unfortunately, I did look in the art, the interior art. The interior art is not as good as the cover art. So it looks like a pinup or something like that, of course. All right, so we're going to move on to our next batch of comics, and we start with Spawn, King Spawn from the McFarlane Spawn universe. All right, and this is issue number 34, King Spawn. Of course, we know we have there's several different books that are involved in the Spawn universe, including Scorched, which I don't have in this particular series, but that's a cool cover, and the artwork is fantastic. Now I keep talking about artwork in pages. Let me just go show you, if I can, some of the artwork here in the book. And this is card stock, by the way, too. I don't understand, man, why Marvel or DC, they don't have card stock comic books. But there's some of the artwork from the pages there. Very, very nice. Well drawn. Dig that. All right. All right, so that's King Spawn. Let's put this back in the Mylar. And I think there's another comic book series from the Spawn universe called Rat City, which I haven't gotten into. And there's one based off the character Monolith. There's a new one based off of his daughter, Cyan, which is I'll have in my next comic book haul, where she's become some kind of she's now imbued with superpowers or something like that, like her dad. But anyway, here's the main series right here, Spawn issue number 353. And of course, Todd McFarlane Comics continue to remain the cheapest books on the shelves, only $2.99 per issue. Very nice there. All right. Then we have Sam and Twitch, highly recommended for reading. I read the first 2 issues of this. Really, really good. It's kind of an under the radar series, but this is really good. Very violent, not for children at all. I can't even open up the pages to show you, unfortunately, because the first pages are very graphic, very bloody and gruesome. But this is really good. So Sam and Twitch case files, and which Sam and Twitch, of course, are investigating murders and violent situations that are taking place in the city that they live in. Of course, they've come across a lot of situations that involve Spawn himself, but this universe or these stories take place kind of outside of dealing with Spawn and dealing with just regular events that take place in the life of a cop or detective, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Then we get into more Marvel books. Actually, this is Marvel What If Aliens with Paul Reiser, reprising his character as Burke in this story. This is Aliens number 3 and Aliens number 4 with the 20th Century Fox logo. And I think this is the last book of that series. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to end this comic book haul with the last few books I have from the James Tynion IV universe, with Something Is Killing the Children, which is the flagship comic book of Boom Studios. And although it's lost a lot of its, it's lost, I won't say a lot of it, but it's lost some of its flair and some of its fan base. But Something Is Killing the Children still remains one of the flagship comic, as I just mentioned, of Boom Studios. And to my understanding, they're going to be starting over again with an issue number 1 or issue number 0 sometime this fall of this series. I still enjoy it, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. This is issue number 37. And then we have House of Slaughter, which is a spin-off series from Something is killing the children, also by James Tinian. This is issue number 23 of that story. All right, issue number 23, and there's issue 20. That's 21. That's out of order there. Then from James Tinian again, we have Blue Book from Dark Horse Comics. Blue Book 1947, this extraterrestrial suspense thriller, which deals with aliens and alien abductions and things like that. Kind of like reminds me of, was it Twilight Zone and The X-Files, as I've said before. I enjoyed the first story arc, was really good. I haven't started reading this one yet, this story arc yet, but this is issue number 4 of that exciting series. Okay, and also from James Tinian, the 4th, issue number 5 of The Deviant. Okay, and this is with Image Comics. He's all over the place, man. Good writer he is. He writes really good books, but this is issue number 5 of The Deviant. Kind of reminds me of Stranger Things in terms of the content of the story. It's issue number 5, and then we have issue number 6 of The Deviant. And I think this is the penultimate issue. Okay. I think there's one more, or this might be the last issue. I'm not sure. And from James Tinian the 4th again, or James Tinian the 4th, we have issue number 10 of World Tree. Very bizarre series. But I've enjoyed this one as well. God, this guy, again, this is from Image Comics too. And, yep, that is it. So we're back to King Spawn. So I hope that you've enjoyed this entire comic book haul. Again, it's a mixture of Marvel comic books, DC comic books, and independent comics, as you've seen. Hopefully I'll have another comic book haul soon. I've actually been sitting down reading my books too, which is another I think I indicated that in my last video, which is another reason why I haven't made any videos recently, because I'm really behind on my reading, and I'm trying to catch up. So it takes a lot of time to read these books, considering I work and do a lot of other things too. So, all right. So that's it. That's all, y'all. Thank you all for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed your day today. I hope that you enjoyed this comic book haul. I know that there are other comic book hauls on YouTube that are a little bit more, probably more extravagant and a little bit more deeper than mine. But I just like to show my books what I'm interested in. Hopefully that you're interested in the same things, or inspiring and encouraging you to buy comic books. They're really good, to read. There are comic books out here for everyone, in every type of genre. My voice is kind of sore. Let me drink some coffee. Okay, that's it. That's all, y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease.